So today, we're diving into something really special, a first-hand account of a mystical vision from over 700 years ago. It's this incredible story about an experience so intense, so profound, it just completely broke the limits of language. And that's really the big question we're looking at, isn't it? I mean, imagine you saw something so powerful, so totally beyond your everyday reality. What words would you even use? That was the exact problem a 13th century nun named Gertrude was facing.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We're talking way back in the 13th century. It's the second Sunday of Lent, and during Mass, Gertrude has what she calls a marvelous and inestimable vision. It's this experience of divine light that, well, it pretty much changed everything for her. And here it is. This is a page from the actual text where she tried to write it all down. So we're not just talking about some old story. We are looking at the real deal, the physical attempt to put a spiritual event onto paper. What's fascinating is how she immediately starts by telling us what the vision wasn't. It wasn't some shape you could see with your eyes. No, she calls it forming, like an active, ongoing process. And it was a feeling, something that rejoiced the heart. So right away, we know this was an internal thing, not an external one. But get this internal reality had a totally shocking, just overwhelming effect on her physical body. This was not just a thought or a nice dream. Oh no, it was this all-consuming experience that felt like it was taking her apart and putting her back together again. She starts with this incredibly visceral image. I mean, you can almost feel that, can't you? The sensation that the very core of your being is being pulled out.
And from there, it just gets more intense. The feeling grows into the sense of complete deconstruction. Her own physical self, the thing that makes her, feels like it's just dissolving.
And here we have the final stage. Her own consciousness is just gone. It's completely taken over. All she's aware of is what she calls that divine splendor. It's like she literally merged with the vision itself. So, after an experience like that, how in the world do you even begin to explain it to someone? Well, Gertrude immediately slams into a massive problem. Our human words just aren't designed for this kind of thing. Let's look at how she tries, because you can see the struggle right here on the page. On the left, you've got these simple human terms she reaches for, like the kiss of peace. But then look at the right. She immediately says how that's not even close. The real thing, she says, far surpasses the best smells or the sweetest tastes on earth. Her own words just can't measure up. And she keeps coming back to this idea, this sweetness and joy that's just impossible to describe. And you know what? There's actually a word for that exact feeling. The word is ineffable. It means something is so great, so extreme, you just can't put it into words. This is the very heart of Gertrude's problem. She is trying to communicate something that is, by its very nature, ineffable. And this leads her to what is maybe the most mind-blowing conclusion in the whole text. She says that no one, no matter how eloquent, could ever convince her that seeing God in heaven, in glory, could possibly be any clearer than what she just saw. Now just think about that for a second. The vision was so complete, she felt like she'd already seen it all. So this raises a really interesting question. If the experience is truly impossible to describe, then why even try to write it down? Why not just keep this incredible personal memory to herself? Well, thankfully for us, she tells us exactly why she did it. She gives 4 very clear reasons. First, writing it down is her way of saying thank you to God. Second, it helps her relive that feeling of gratitude. Third, she wants to preserve this amazing gift so she doesn't forget it. And finally, she wants to glorify God's mercy. So for Gertrude, the act of writing is this deeply personal, deeply spiritual thing. Remembering the vision is like stoking a fire, keeping that joy alive. She's actually terrified that her own human weakness might make the memory fade. And she also feels that by admitting she's unworthy of a gift like this, it just makes God's mercy seem that much more incredible. And when you look back at her words, you can really feel this profound sense of duty. She felt she simply could not pass it over in silence. She had this deep responsibility to record what she calls this gratuitous liberality, this completely free gift. For her, writing wasn't just a choice, it was an absolute obligation.
Which brings us to a final thought, really. Gertrude's dilemma from 700 years ago, it's still a really human question. If you had an experience so profound that it shattered your vocabulary, Would you still try to share it, knowing your words would never be enough? Or would you protect it by keeping it just for yourself?